What's up, guys? Tech Ninja 81. Hopefully my audio works here. Like I said in my last video there, this is my first time out testing it. I apologize if it's a bit fuzzy, but hopefully it'll be a bit better quality than the last actual vlog that I did. So here goes. So what do you talk about when you're in your third year of riding? The third year you were supposed to be vlogging, and it's your first time actually getting around to doing it. Well, save for that real fumble of an attempt the last time I did it. Well, let's see. I guess one thing I could talk about is things I've learned over the last 3 years, and things I'm still learning. I'd like to believe I'm a pretty laid back, pretty safe rider. I have my moments just like anybody else, I'm sure. You know, anybody that's got a motorcycle, they're going to have those jackass moments, and they're going to have those dumbass moments where you're going to just do something without really thinking about it. Well, a couple of friends of mine have posted their own vlogs as of late, and definitely some great advice. If I get a chance, I'll post some links in my video description down below. Oh, pretty windy here. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Anyways, so yeah, motorcycle safety. There is honestly not, yeah, stop sign missing there. There's honestly no such thing as too much when it comes to riding safely. Like I said, we all have our moments, we all make our mistakes. I've made plenty. But one of the key things that has been in my mind as of late has been peer pressure. I don't even know if I really want to call it peer pressure, but group riding as a whole. I've done lots of it over the years, and group rides are a ton of fun as long as you ride with the right people. And generally, I've had the pleasure of doing that. I've had some great people to ride with. I've learned a lot from them. And it's because of them that I am the rider I am today, I think. But that said, there are some groups, some riders that have a different idea. You know, I'm going to go the other way. Speaking of safe riding, pick a direction and stick to it, will you? Anyways. So there's some types of riders that want to treat the road, treat the open streets as if they were a track. And that can be taken in a few different ways. Riding aggressively would be one of the most obvious ones. Now, I gotta go here. Riding aggressively on the streets is something that I don't personally agree with. I've done it. I've been there. I know plenty that have. The problem with riding aggressively on the streets is that you're just asking for trouble. It doesn't matter how experienced you are or how experienced the other riders are with you. Sooner or later, something's going to go wrong. And when I say riding aggressively, I don't mean doing 10 kilometers over the posted speed limit. I mean tearing through twisties at excessive speeds. We're talking 40, 50, 60 kilometers and up beyond what the posted limit is. I'm talking about, you know, extremely aggressive riding where you're pushing yourself to your limits or possibly beyond them. We're testing how you as a rider can perform. There's a lot that can be said about that. For one thing, I think one of the most important things as a rider is to know your limit and to ride within it, to paraphrase the OLGC. What I mean by that is, if you're riding with a group of individuals who you feel are pressuring you to ride faster and harder than you're comfortable with doing so, you need to take a moment, over to the other track here, you need to take a moment and take a very good look at who you're riding with and how, and decide, is this how I really want to be riding? When it gets to the point where you start to question if you're going to make it home safe after a ride, that's not a fun ride anymore. That's a dangerous ride, and it's one where you don't need to be involved, where you're putting your and other people's lives at risk. Now, if you want to ride that way on your own, all the more power to you. You got a right to do what you want. But when you're riding with a group of other people and you know that that what you're doing doesn't seem right to you, you have to make that decision whether you want to stick around and risk it or leave. Ultimately, it's your own safety that you need to worry about. Forget what other people's opinions are. If your friends, your fellow riders are saying, oh, you know, just go a little faster, take that corner a little harder, you know, oh, don't worry about the road conditions, you'll be fine. If that's not how you feel, you need to tell them that. And if they don't appreciate that, well, then I think the obvious choice would be to leave that ride and maybe not ride with those people anymore. If you're going to lead a ride, the same applies. Don't try to push people to do things that they can't handle. It's not right for them, and if and most likely when they crash as a result, as much as you can try to say, oh, it was their own fault for riding beyond their limits, you had a say in that too. You told them, don't worry, you can just push it a little harder. That may be true when they're a more experienced rider, but if they're a newer rider, they're not going to know the difference. All they're going to know is that they feel obligated to ride either to impress you or at least to keep up with you. It doesn't matter in a group ride if you tell somebody, don't worry, we'll wait for you up ahead. If you're doing, say, 50 kilometers an hour and they're doing 100 plus, you're not catching up to them. The only way you're going to is to ride at an aggressive, excessive speed, and probably riding beyond your skill level when it gets to that point. It's not worth it. If it becomes a game of cat and mouse, if the whole point of the ride turns to being keeping up with the people you're riding with, ditch the ride, get out of there. Go home or join another ride. It's not worth dying over. Ultimately, as riders, we need to respect ourselves and respect each other's and respect our bikes, respect the road. And it's not just for riders, it's for other people on the road too. If you get into an accident with somebody, it's not necessarily going to be another rider, it's not necessarily going to be just you on your own bike. It could be with somebody in a car. It could be a pedestrian. It could be somebody walking across the street with their baby. It only takes a split second for something to go wrong and something like that to happen. So you have to stop and think to yourself, is this really worth it? If the answer is no, like I keep saying, get out of that situation. Nobody's holding a gun to your head. Now, I'm not going to get into the basics of riding because everybody should pretty much know that. You know, lane positioning, brakes, acceleration, whatnot. If there's really demand for it, I can get into it at another time, another video, when I've got a little bit less to concentrate on, like out here right now. The main thing is, guys, this is my third year riding. I've had a couple of mishaps. Luckily, none of them have been with anybody else. It's all been my own mistakes, and I've learned from them. Hopefully, I'm going to keep it that way. If I ever crash, I sure as hell hope it's not going to be because I did something stupid that I knew better. And same goes to all you guys. Ride safe, everyone. Keep the shiny side up. Enjoy your rides. Being a rider is a hell of a lot of fun. It's a great experience. And I hope to see you all out on the road. See you soon.